Hello, I'm back. I said I'd be back tonight, barring any emergencies, and everything is good. So I'm back. I hope you are doing well. And I have a few projects to share with you, how-tos. These are with the bears that I've been showing you. Now I'm not going to make a bear because 2 videos back and then another video back, I've showed you how to make the bears with the plush felt and also how to make the fur bears. So if you need to know how to put the bears' faces together with their paws and so on, you go look those videos up, and I have a tutorial telling you exactly how to make everything. But tonight I wanted to show you a few things. One thing that I've been talking to you about is this bear that I haven't finished yet because I want to show you how to make it. I'm going to take him out of here. This is a boot that I bought at the dollar store. And they have them, plenty of them in my store anyways. And I go to a lot of different ones. I'm by a lot of areas where I can shop. And they had a lot of them. And what I do is I take this top off here. It just unhooks. It's glued in the back. You just unhook it and you unwrap it. And then I put on my own feather boa. And then I add styrofoam. It's not a big hole that you've got to put in there, so it's got to be pretty narrow. And what I do is I cut a piece of narrow styrofoam. I put hot glue on the styrofoam and then I stick it down in there. And I hold it for a minute so that it'll hold. And what I use, this here is just wire, okay? And what I like to do is put these in. I'll make my bear and everything, but when I'm ready, before I'm ready to put my bear in, I put this in because it's a lot easier to put him in there after that. Trying to put this in there after you've got a bear in there is really difficult. And I leave the Merry Christmas on sometimes, and sometimes I don't. It just depends. The other thing you have to watch for is these picks here that you put in can be a little top heavy. So if that's the case, then you know it's going to be top heavy, you might want to stick something in the toe of this boot before you put the styrofoam in. Like rocks. I have, you can buy those at the dollar store, those glass pieces, marble pieces, even rocks. And you can use them. I use them to hold up little Christmas trees. They work great. And so you could do something like that to make sure that when if you're going to sell it or give it away or use it, it doesn't go flopping on you like that. Okay, so anyways, what I do use are these skewers, wooden skewers, and I get them at Walmart. And I use them for everything. And all of these, I've used that to put my teddy bears on. And so how I figure out how tall to make it is, let's take this out because it's in the way. I will stick one in there, and then say this is the head. I'll put the head up here, and then I'll break that in half, and I'll know, or I usually use my wire cutters, which I shouldn't do, but I do. I'll know when I bring it out that's the size I need. That's always a good way to do things. Now, what I do for these is I glue this skewer to the back of the head, like that. You can see that's there. And I add a little bit of felt around, you can use 1 or 2 skewers around the neck area. And then I like to have it look a little full, like a stuffed bear. So I do this, and I'm going to show you how I made that. This what came from this exact size piece. And all you really need to do is put some darts in, what I call darts. I don't know if you would call them darts. You could call them folds. You fold the top. Let's bring this down. You just do a little fold like that. All right? Take some glue. Need some glue stick here. and hold it down. And then you're going to have to glue this down on this side too. Okay, so you've made a little dart there. And then you do it exactly across from it on the other side. Just fold it like you're folding material. Put a little bit of glue there and fold it onto it. And hold it down. And you're still going to need to glue right here after you're done with that. So then you have a little bit of a, see, it has darts, what I call darts, and it makes it come out. And that's what I have here. Then I take a little bit of stuffing and I glue it into that. And I turn this guy over and I glue it down. And I just use hot glue. And I go around and I just glue it down. Oh, well, I should tell you about the circle. Yeah, where you get the circle. Okay. How I got this circle here is bigger than the head circle. I have, this is the large bear pattern that I have that is available. That if you've gotten it, if you've purchased my bear patterns, you've got a large and a small. And this is the large bear that I use for this boot because the boot is kind of big. So let me show you how. And this part is not in, ow, hot glue. This part is not in the pattern. So I'll just show you how. It's pretty easy to make your own. And you just, you know, play with it till you have it where you like it. And you don't have things sticking out and showing. Like I'm having right now. You just have to kind of poke it in there. The glue, that was glue. Just poke it in. And you can always come back and trim off the glue. This one didn't get glued. Down. Now, it's not a huge puffed up stuffed bear look, but it's enough. It's enough if you're doing something like this and there's all of this behind it. You know, you're not going to see. Show you. You're not going to see all of the bear anyways. Well, I'm going to put a bow on its head. So it's enough. It's really enough. But if I weren't on camera, I would be taking a lot more time with it. But I get nervous when the camera is on. Okay, so how you get this circle, first of all, you take your large head pattern, and of course I didn't bring the right stuff here. Let's see. Take your large head pattern, take a pencil. Hey, I brought a pencil. Okay. Take a pencil, go around it like that, draw around it. And then you want to just draw like 1/4 of an inch all the way around to make it bigger. Because remember, with these darts, you're making this smaller. It doesn't have to be exact because it's, you know, it doesn't. Cut that out and then use that as your pattern to cut out your circle. And then cut one out of your plush felt. I haven't done it with the fur yet, the fur bears, but that's how you do it with the plush felt one anyways. So then you're pretty much done. You've made the face and put some body in there. You put the back in. And now if you want to decorate and put a bow on it, or anything else you want. I like to add, as you can see here, I like to have my teddy bears holding a candy cane or something. And that's what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to just quickly add the paw to the candy cane. I put it in the candy cane before I glue it onto the object that I'm making. And I'm going to put, just to see where it's going to go, about like that. I like them to be just kind of peeking out. And then I'm going to glue that right on top like that. And take the other paw that I've already made and glue that on there. And now isn't she cute? I will not glue her in right now. I will take her out and I will put whatever decorations I want inside, like I said, and then I will put her back in, and all I do is add glue to the sticks and stick it in there. It goes in, and then it'll stay. Okay. So for the next thing, I told you about these little stockings, and they are little. They're not even 4 inches. Well, let's see. When they're finished, they're about 5 inches. But the stocking themselves, this is the stocking I got at Hobby Lobby, is actually 3 inches tall. So the bear is making up the rest. And so I'm going to show you how to do those. But what I thought I would do, since not everybody's going to be able to get these particular stockings at Hobby Lobby, I made a pattern for you. And it'll be in my craft group, my Facebook craft group. And this is it. And all you have to do, they're all the same size. You only need one per stocking. And that's just so not to waste paper. If you want to cut out a few at a time, you can. You cut out your pattern, and then you take it, pin it to some felt. You need 2 pieces of felt. Okay, cut out. So you cut them out. Now you can sew all the way around this with your sewing machine. You could hand stitch if you want, or you can be lazy like me and use hot glue. And so I'm going to show you how to do that. Just a little bit of a trail there. It's a lot faster, and if you're doing a craft show, it's it's really nice not to have to sew all this. And just glue it together. I think I messed this one up. I always do that on camera. I don't do well when I think somebody's watching me. Okay, well this one I did. So you can see the little rim around there because that's where the glue is. And you can always come, if you feel like, you made it a little choppy, you can smooth it out with your scissors. So don't be afraid to do that. And then what I do is I stuff it. I add some stuffing using my tweezers. I did that on all 3 of these. Oh, and the other thing I do too is I put a this felt picks up everything. I use the white plush fur to make a what do you call it? A cuff around there, a fur cuff. Okay, so that's what I would do next after I glued it. I would do this and then glue it there, and then I would stuff it. Okay. These obviously they're not felt, so they don't really need that. You could make, with this pattern, you don't have to use felt. If you wanted to sew them up using fabric, you could use fabric. You could use printed fabric. You could use muslin. You could use coffee dyed fabric. You could use flannel. You can use whatever you want. And they're just adorable on a tree. especially if you have a grandchild or a little baby in the house. It's their first Christmas. You can write on the back the year that you made that for the baby, or the baby's birthday. You know, you can give it as a gift for newlyweds that are having a baby. Anybody having a baby, okay, or not. That's why I say grandkids, because, okay, so now that's stuffed. And what I do is I've made the face like I've showed you, and there's the back that it would be if you put it on a page and not on something else. And so then I put a little bit of the fur around the neck, and I just check it to see where I like it, if it's going to go in. I do. So then I cut out a circle, the head, without folding over the edges. I just put the circle down, and I use a pin like I did on, yeah. All right, I pin the pattern to the fur or the felt, and I just cut it out. I don't do a seam allowance where we bend it over, you know, push it over. Oh, there's the pin under there. So it's just a plain one layer piece of fur. And first I do the ears. I do the same thing with the ears. So you need ear pieces and the back of the head piece, which is the same as the front of the head and same as the front of the ears. So you just put this on there. And I spend a lot of time with my toothbrush on here, brushing and trimming the way I want it to be. And you would probably do the same thing. It's kind of like sewing, making your own teddy bear, but you don't have to go through all the problem that the real teddy bear makers do. Well, we don't have to. We're cheating here. We're having a little bit more fun than they are. I'm not straining my eyes so much. And then you just put this on. And the fur is cheap too. We don't have to buy the viscose. Or the, what do they call that other stuff? It's really expensive. I used to buy it. I don't anymore. Now on this one, I already did her paws. So I make the paws for these. The paws on these small bears are about the same size as the ears. But when you put them on something like this, they need to be a little smaller. So I just cut me a smaller circle. And you can do that. Just adjust the pattern to what your needs are. And then I'm going to take her and I'm going to put some glue on her, front and back. And I'm going to push her in here. Ow, and burn myself. And hold it for a second. Is that where I want her? That's where I want her. Get all the glue off of me. Yikes. Now if you want to put something on the back, what I did here is because he the glue seeped through and you could see just a dot of glue. So I put this on the back. And so you also want to attach your hanger, your thread. These come with them already attached. I actually took them off and put my own in because they were too small and in the wrong place. So you can do that. So there you have these cuties that'll hang on a tree and look adorable. Okay, so that's 2. And then these guys. Now I found these, they're Christmas boots, Santa's boot, I imagine, at Big Lots a couple years ago. So I don't know if they still have them or not, but I thought, I'm going to get to the soldiers. Don't worry about that. I'm going to get there. I didn't forget. I thought I would just share with you because these pretty much, you make these the same way, but they're a little easier because they're smaller. And what I did was they had this flannel on the top, and I cut that off. They're made out of like a hard plastic. So I cut the plastic with my scissors. It was real easy. Then I stuck some styrofoam down there. And let's see, I don't have another head that I can stick in here. But then I just stuck the head in there. I put some fur around the neck. You know, I glued them onto the these here, and I stuck them in there. I glued them on. I did a front and a back, just like I showed you just now. Same exact way. And I put the hanger back there, and then I put the paw with the candy cane, because I love that, and a bow. So you've got your front, and then you've got the back of the head, the ears, the back of, that you can put on there and glue them to your skewer. Put styrofoam in here and stick them into the styrofoam and then decorate. That's all there is to them. And they're really, really cute. They're really, really sweet. Okay, so now we'll do the soldiers. Okay. I showed them to you. Let me see. They are in this journal here. Okay, so we're going to do these right now. And these are the exact same size that are in this journal. And I use the small bear pattern for the soldiers. So these are also available in my craft group for free. The patterns, you have to buy the bear pattern from my Etsy shop, which I will leave a link below. But once you know how to make the bears and you have the pattern, you can make all this other stuff. The pattern, the stockings are a free pattern, and these will be free as well. I print these out on Epson presentation paper matte because it just does a beautiful job. Okay, so what I did was I cut them all out, and I'm going to hang them on my tree. So deciding to do that, I also cut a shadow, black. I laid this on black paper. I traced around it. I cut it to fit. And then I glued the bottom. I haven't glued it in yet together because I'm going to put the head in. And I did the same thing for the hat. And I'm going to cover that up because I should have put that in before I glued the top of the hat together. And I didn't glue the bottom because this is going to go on the bear's head. So you don't want to glue it together. You want to wait and put it on the bear's head. And all I did was stick some more black piece of cardstock. I did the front. I did the front of the bear, and then I did the back. I just did one layer of the back of the head and of the ears, just like I showed you on this one. Same thing. I didn't do any folding or any darts like I did in this big one. Okay, on the little ones, you really don't need to. It just depends on where they're going to go and what they're going to look like. And this is going to be fine. So I'm going to put this in here. I opened it up. I'm going to put some hot glue in here. And then I'm going to... I have his head on a little crooked. I thought him looking a little cockeyed might be cute. And then I'm going to take his hat and get that where I want it. And I'm going to go... No, don't mess with me. Maybe I'll just... Yeah, no. I'm going to put the glue on there. And get that hat where I want it to be. Now it's glued on the back, so I can glue the front with no problem. It's not going to move around. I'm going to hold it down till I know that it's nicely glued. I made his paws, one layer of fur, and all I did was make a little circle that would fit around. See, they have hands because they're human. So I just made a little circle on some tracing paper, and then I cut that out and made that the size of the fur paws. Now I have this ornament. I know it's black on the back, but it's going to hang on a tree. One is for my husband and one is for my son. And it's not perfect, but it's handmade by family member, which is me. I'm going to put their name on it. Oh, that's what I was going to show you, is that pen. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, I use this pen. It is Japan Jelly Roll Sakura, and it is silver. I don't know if you can, it's pretty difficult to see. But what I do is all this silver that's on here, I love this silver. This is the old vintage from Old Vintage Greeting Card. Is I just take it and I go over it with this silver, which gives it a little bit, I don't know if you can see it or not, a little bit of shine. And I also do his belt buckle in that. And I go over his whole belt. I don't know if you can see that. Then I do the rest. I outlined his pants. Wherever there was silver on the actual print, I go over it with this pen. And I know in person you can see it, and it's really pretty, really nice. But it's not the kind of glitter that's going to fall off and make a lot of trouble for you. It's just a beautiful little pen that I love, that just makes it look nice. So that's all I wanted to show you about that. I don't know if you can see it, but so there we have it. There you have your soldier bear. Okay, and you can make 2 different ones. Hang them on a tree. You could sell them. You can do whatever you want to do. Anyways, so that's all I have for tonight. I said I'd be here, and I'm here. And I'm thank you for being here. And I hope you come back and see what I have in store next. And if you like this video, I hope you give me a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, I hope you will subscribe. If you would like the patterns for the stockings and the soldiers, they will be in my Crafters Boulevard Facebook group, and I'll leave the link below. The pattern for the bears is in my Etsy shop, and I will leave the link below for that too. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next video.